Welcome to the Python tutorial lecture 10 IO files in Python. In previous lecture we saw that what is a dictionary in Python and its functionality in Python. In this lecture we will see what is a IO files and its functionality in Python. Let's start with the basic IO files. IO files in Python. First of all, let's see the basic IO command for the Python is print function. That we already show what is a print function will do. If I take a simple example print, then you have to write in small bracket in single quotes. Here I write hello. It will print the particular string. If you want to pass more than one expression, so you have to use commas for the more than one expression. If I give example for that, print in small bracket single quotes hello single quotes over. If I want to use more than one expression, I have to use by comma, and again if I want to pass that string, you have to simply use commas for that more than one expression. That will print both the string. So printing to the screen is the simplest way to produce an output in using print statement, where you can pass 0 or more expression separated by commas. That function converts the expression you pass into a string and writes the result to a standard output. Now let's see some keyboard input in Python. First of all is that there is a row input. The row input command, it will work on Python 2.7, but here we are using Python 3.5.3. In that the row input command is not working. The row input command, that the function is read one line standard input and return it as a string. If you are using the simple name, it will go for that convert into the string. If you are using any digital form, it also convert into the string format. But here we are using for input command in Python 3.5.3. How I can use the input command? Let's take example for that. If I write here I is equal to input in small bracket single quotes, enter your name, just write down a simple command I is equal to input in small bracket enter your name. It will ask your name here, so it is a keyboard input. You have to put input by here. If I have to pass the name in single quotes. Here I pass Jack. If I want to print this, if I use print I, it will print my name Jack. If I use here again, go for that I is equal to input enter your name. If I here enter my name simply here Jack, and if I go for that print I, it will also print that your input. The same way also you can ask anything from that user. So for input function is that equivalent to the row input, except that it assumes the input is valid Python expression and return the evaluated result to you. So now let's see how to use open and close function in Python. Until now you have been reading and writing to the standard input output. Now we will see how to use the actual data files. Python provides a basic function and method necessary to manipulate files by default, so you can do most of the file manipulation using file object. So for the open function, what is open function? If you want to know, simply just go for the help and write down open. It will see what is the open function. So open function, so before you have to can read or write a file, you have to go to open and using Python, and built-in command is there, open small bracket function. This function create a file object which would be utilized to call other support method associated with it. So here if you can see how you have the open functional built-in function is available in Python. So the syntax for that file open function is open in small bracket, the file name is there. Here the file name will be there. So for file name, it is a argument or string value that contains the name of the file that you want to access. The second is mode. Mode is access mode. Here is, so access mode, what access mode do? Access mode determine the mode in which the file has to be opened. It can be in read format, write format, or append format. Here are for that read. The next one is buffering. So if the buffering value is set to a 0, so no buffering take place. If the buffering value is 1, the line is buffering perform well accessing the file. The next is encoding is there, error is there, new line, close file. So this is the syntax of the open file format. Now let's see if in open file function there are many modes is available. So in open files there are many modes. If it is a R, it is only for that reading only. If it is go for that RB, that is open file reading only in binary format. If it go for the R plus for open file for both reading and writing. If it is go for RB plus, it will open file for both reading and writing in binary format. If it is go for W, it open a file for writing only. If it is go for EB plus, it open a file for both appending and reading in binary format. If it's go for WB, it open a file for writing only in binary format. If it is go for W plus, it open a file for both writing and reading. If it is go for WB plus, it will go for open file for both writing and reading in binary format. If it is go for mode 4A, it will open a file for appending, and if the mode of the file is AB, it open a file for appending in binary format. Now let's see some file object attributes. So once a file is opened, you have to use open file object and you can get a various information related to the file. For that, let's take an example. Here we take example jk is equal to open, then you have to write file name. Here I go for that any file name and its format. Here I use text file, comma, and which format you want to read. Here I use RR for reading only. If I want to see the attributes of the file, so what I have to do now, for that if you want to go for jk dot name. It will give the name of the file. If I write jk dot closed, so answer will be false because file is here open is there. If I go for jk dot mode, which mode your file is there, here the mode is R, reading form. If I go for jk dot soft space, so in 2.7 that is available is there, for 3.5 it is not available is there. For software it will return a false value if the space is explicitly required with print, and true it is not required with that print option. So in the file object attribute, so there are most ofly 4 attributes are there: file dot closed, file dot mode, file dot name, and file dot soft space. If you want to close this file, so how you can do to close the file? You have to go for jk dot close and small bracket. It will close the file. That's all for today's lecture. In next lecture we will discuss other functionality of IO file. Thank you.